Hey everybody, it's Hylian Alchemist, and welcome back to Let's Play Kirby 64, the Crystal Shards. In the last episode, we defeated Pix, and therefore we have cleared Rock Star, and in this episode, we are going to begin Level 3, Aqua Star. Now this level here, it may seem a little simple, for the first stage in Aqua Star, but let me tell you the honest truth, it actually kind of did give me trouble. Especially for that one mini-boss and that one certain, combination copy ability that we are going to see later on. And it's actually that one copy ability that is required for you to have to get that one crystal shard. And I was frustrated with that kind of section. Well, the mini-boss particularly. But you'll see what I mean once we get to that mini-boss. But for now... And these guys here, they are very persistent. You want to watch out for them because they will try to throw their little grass or leaf-like headbands, like right at the same spot that you're at. So just be careful with them. And that copy ability I just used, you can actually transform into with that you can transform into animals, like with both the rock and cutter ability. You turn into those animal friends that Kirby made, and which I know appeared in Kirby's Dream Land 3, such as that hamster and that owl, and there's also well, the other animals that appear in that game. Which, of course, probably might know the names if you are familiar with Kirby's Dream Land 3, which, of course, I'm not, and I'm probably going to get a lot of dislikes for that. Yay for that. And now the first crystal shard is right here. It's pretty easy to get. I mean, you can still make it just by floating like that here. I could have just gone back up to that platform, but I had the feeling that Kirby was just gonna tire himself out and just well, almost like he was gonna suffocate because it's like he's holding his breath as he floats up and just ascends to different platforms. Alright, so, you are going to need the ice copy ability first off, but the other combination copy ability that you will need, we will see later on. Gotta avoid these frogs here because they will try to eat you. And for that, the other copy ability that we need to combine with the ice copy ability is the bomb ability. And what that does, like by using it... we can just, you'll see what I mean right here. What that does is it turns Kirby into a snowman with a bomb on top of his head for a hat. And just by touching an enemy, it could either, well... If the enemy is above you, then it just freezes the enemy. But just by touching it, then it'll explode. This, copy ability, I don't really like all that much. Because, first off, there is no other way to cancel out the ability just by pressing the B button unless you make contact with the enemy. Another reason why I really don't like that copy ability that much, well, right in here, we have this mini-boss. Here's the problem with this mini-boss here. Even though you're supposed to, like, touch him right here like that, but in doing so, you actually take damage yourself. So, unfortunately, it is the only way you can damage him just by, taking damage yourself, just by touching that mini-boss. And your other problem here are those guys. They will, use their needles to... They'll use your needles to just poke you. So you want to be careful with that, too. And thank you so much, Adeline. You are a lifesaver. I almost died there. If you had not given me that Maximum Tomato there... then I would have easily died. But you gave me that Maximum Tomato, so you are, of course, a lifesaver. And don't let their cute appearances fool you, those other enemies. I mean, they look cute right here, but then they have their little evil grins of death. You see those evil faces, that's when you know just how sinister and deadly they are. And this right here is where you do need that Ice and Bomb copy ability, because with that, then you'll be able to get your Crystal Shard. So, if you want to get that, then it is actually required for you to use that copy ability, and you are going to have to waste your health against that mini-boss while you're in battle with him. Because it is the only way that you can defeat him. And so you want to make sure that you want to try to get to that boss unscathed. Like, make sure you don't really take damage from other enemies before entering the mini-boss's room. Because if so, then you are going to have a very tough time. And you are going to be just as frustrated as I was. Trust me on this one. So definitely be careful with him. Nevertheless, we have now cleared the stage. And of course I need that maximum tomato. Because the stages do get harder each time you progress through the stages here. They do get harder. I'm going to throw this copy ability away because I really do not like it all that much. It's not a very good copy ability. And also, to those of you who are familiar with Kirby's Dream Land 3, that is the music from that game in the, well, I believe in the first level. Yeah, I haven't really played Kirby's Dream Land 3, honestly. Yeah, go ahead and just post all your hate comments there. But, you know, I mean, I have only played, like, a few Kirby games, like I've already mentioned before. Just not all that much, so I'm not all that much of a Kirby expert. And once again, there is a combination copy ability that you do need for that one Crystal Shard, but at least it's not all that bad, though. So it's still alright. And by the way here, I love this music so much. Oh my god, this is definitely one of my favorite tracks of all time. Even though it did originate in Kirby's Dream Land 3, just listening to it in this game, oh my god. I love this game so much. And if you actually did look through my playlist of favorite video game music, you'll definitely see it right in that list. It definitely deserved that spot. But there's another mini-boss room, and oh my god, what is that? Giant enemy crab! That's right, we have him to deal with, so let's go ahead and take care of him here. And yes, that checkered block right here, yes, you do need that that fire and rock copy ability. And of course, these little rocks here will erupt from Kirby's head, like a volcano. But by destroying that block there, then that's when you'll get your Crystal Shard. Or that's how you get it, so that's what you actually need. So by holding the B button, they can just aim to where you want to shoot the those rocks, and that's how you can defeat some enemies. And now for this section, we have a little raft ride with Waddle Dee. And with that, just by rafting down the mountain stream here. You want to watch out for these obstacles. That's when you'll know if you'll see the exclamation mark that is above Waddle Dee's head. That's where you'll figure out where the obstacles are. And there's that Crystal Shard. So make sure you want to jump up there and make sure to grab that Crystal Shard. I have nothing else to say about this music. There's just no words to describe just how awesome that music is, or that track is, actually. And I really love that choir that plays in the background too, what it sounds like. But it's just this feeling of nostalgia that I get just listening to this music. It's so good. But what we have here is that we have this invincibility lollipop, and when Kirby eats it, he will turn invincible for a limited amount of time. So you can just march through enemies like that, make a little rampage through those enemies. They will never stand against the invincibility lollipop. Never underestimate the lollipop of invincibility. And it's gone. I feel so sad. And sometimes I really do wish that lollipops in real life would give us invincibility, but it doesn't. Screw you too, real life. Reality. But anyhow. So, be careful with this last section here, because we see these, spiked logs rolling down. And this is where things get a little bit difficult in this section. Because you do have these spiky logs to worry about. And if you want to avoid them, we have these platforms, but the problem is... these enemy placements here. Yeah, you got these enemies to deal with as well. And I really don't get what is with this game and their very weird enemy placements. I just don't. Like, they always just stand in your way when you really don't want them to. I mean, sure, you can actually just swallow them, but... I was actually wanting to really keep this copy ability for the rest of the stage. But that doesn't change the fact that, that the enemy placement for this game is just really weird. And at times pretty inconsistent. But we are pretty much close to the end of the stage. As soon as we can just be careful with those other fire-breathing enemies, those dragon-like enemies. Oh yeah, and this spiky log will also try to get onto those platforms, and I missed that copy ability in the process, but oh well, whatever. Whatevs. But I was having a pretty hard time here just trying to get onto those platforms, but that log just kept pushing me back here. So you do want to be careful with that. I was actually aiming for that one up there, because I didn't really need that maximum tomato since I was gonna, since that's where I, ended off this recording, but, whatever works. Because I know that once I start the game again, then I would already have, full health, but... Anyway, next time on Let's Play Kirby 64, we are gonna... Of course, we're gonna finish off Aqua Star, because that's, you know, that's how this LP is gonna be. So until then, see you guys later.